Rick Reelie's athletic career has taken him from competitor in several different wheelchair sports to mentor and coach to a new generation of athletes. And along the way, he's had a great deal of success.
They used to play rugby a couple of times a week in Saskatoon, and when shortly after I got hurt, I heard about this rugby stuff. Actually, started playing it before you even out of the hospital. I was doing a little bit of wheeling in a borrowed racer, just for some exercise and some field events. I just liked the competitive looking, fast, the speed stuff, and one afternoon we went out, and so that was it. I was hooked.
In wheelchair rugby, he was a member of 5 national championship teams from 1986 to 1991. He took up wheelchair athletics in 1985, competing in nearly all distances on the track. However, it was the throwing events where he had his earliest international success. In 1988, he competed in his first of 5 Paralympic Games, winning gold medals in the shot put, discus, and javelin.
Lucky enough, the first games, I was quite wound up and excited about going, and I was going with 2 other rugby guys, Clayton and Daryl Stubble, that were on the rugby team. They were in track, and Stuart McEwen, which is a thrower that I trained with and competed with. It was obviously successful games, but the competitive aspect of the throwing events for me didn't do it for me. Hence when I got involved in full on into the track side and the road racing side with Clayton.
Encouraged by his teammate and fellow inductee Clayton Guerin, Reelie began to focus more intensely on track events. At the '92 Paralympics, he was at his competitive peak, racing to 2 gold medals in the 400 and 800 meters and 2 silver medals in the 200 and 1500 meter events. During his 20-year stretch as a competitive athlete, Reelie won a total of 9 Paralympic medals, was a world record holder in 3 events, the 200, 400, and 800 meters, and a national record holder in 2 others, the 1500 and 5000 meters. Beyond that, Reelie competed in dozens of international meets and road races around the world, winning medals and accolades everywhere he went.
I started coaching, actually I ended up, I had an opportunity to move to Australia in '97. And when I did, the sole purpose was train for the 2000 games in Sydney. But I had done, I've worked with kids that were here a little bit, and when I went over there, I knew the head coach of the program over there, and he offered me a position of working with the junior developmental program while I was over there. So it fit in, beautifully while I was there. I trained in the morning, and then I'd coach in the afternoon, and some of the kids that were, I'd train with them at certain areas outside of the organized training time. So that was like 3 years of training in Australia, building up to the games, and that position took me around Australia with the junior group. So I got to see a lot of the country and work and develop them as well as my skills as a coach. I learned an awful lot in those 3 years, coaching-wise, which I brought back here in 2001 to work a little bit more with some of the kids that were coming up here in Saskatchewan.
Reelie made the transition to coaching over time. While still actively competing, he served as the junior national development coach in Australia from 1998 to 2000. Rick returned to Saskatoon in 2001, where he founded the Cyclones Road and Track Club. Upon retiring from competition in 2005, he began to devote himself to coaching full-time. As a coach, Reelie made an immediate impact. One of his athletes, Alana Duff, won a bronze medal at the '08 Paralympics in Beijing, on her way to being named SAS Sports Female Athlete of the Year. In total, Reelie coaches 4 Athlete Assistance Program carded athletes, making the Cyclones one of the top developmental clubs in the country. It was fitting then that Rick was named SAS Sports Coach of the Year in 2008, the inaugural year for that award.
I went into the Hall of Fame and had a look at who's all in there. Some of these people I know, some of these people, a lot of them I've heard of. I honestly can't find, honored and thrilled, but the idea that forever my name's going to be alongside some of those guys and girls that have, and what they have accomplished. It's hard to believe.